Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our July 24th Wallingford Board of Education meeting. So I call this meeting to order, and I ask everybody to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Linda, can I get a roll call, please?
Sure. Mr. Bruder?
Here.
Mrs. Costelli? Mr. Shea? Mrs. Dorr?
Here.
Mrs. Glidden? Ms. Levesque?
Here.
Mrs. McKay?
Here.
Mr. Votto?
Here.
Mr. Reynolds? We have 5 members present and voting.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that. Obviously, we're in summer mode, so we've got a lot of vacations and people coming and going. And with that, we do not have any student board reps. They're on vacation, as they should be. So we'll jump right to presentations and awards, which I think mainly presentations at this point. And I'm thrilled to have the Wallingford 350 Jubilee Committee here for a presentation. Come on up, guys. Bob and Christine are with us. Welcome. Great to see you. And just for TV land, if you could introduce yourselves, that would be great.
Good evening, Christine Mansfield, co-chair of the Wallingford 350 Jubilee.
Good evening, Bob Devaney, co-chair of Wallingford 350 Jubilee Committee.
Again, welcome. And I'm so glad, a while ago, just again for our audience, you guys have been amazing about including Board of Ed in all your planning process, and I attend as many meetings as I can, and I'm happy to do that, but you had requested an opportunity to come and just kind of inform us and update us to what's going on for the 350 Jubilee, and so I welcome you, and I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you.
Okay, first of all, thank you very much, Dr. Menzo and members of the board, for allowing us to be here tonight to give this presentation. We have a short 1,123 days before...
I thought you were going to say 1,100-page report. I was like,
days.
Oh, no, I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
1,123 days before Wallingford celebrates its 350th birthday. So, welcome to the 350 Jubilee launch. Organization of planning and committees and events is underway. 1 to 2 events each year leading up to the Jubilee. A week-long celebration from June 20th to the 27th, 2020. The ideation and participation is welcome from every citizen, every student, every group in Wallingford to honor Wallingford's rich history, celebrate legacy, and record for our future.
The committee set up, we're a town committee. That means we're not incorporated as a nonprofit. It's exciting that we can leverage all the resources at the town, but at the same time, we're making it easy to communicate and talk to each other, including a presence at the town hall. We have a mailbox, so for those who still want to write letters and use the post office, our headquarters are at the Hubcap at 128 Center Street, and we've been indebted to the board and to the folks down at the Hubcap for allowing us to set up shop. And that gives us a really centralized presence, not just in our downtown, but it will be the future store for the 350th merchandise sales. And to leverage the other side of the technology, we are a paperless committee. And so when we set up our committee meetings, all of our substructure is set up to optimize email through our website, wallingford350.org. The meeting portal is set up to be 24/7 access to all of our minutes, our agendas, and our presentations. As a town committee, you might expect everything will be submitted and is submitted within 2 days, and you can access anything paperlessly. Of course, we'll provide paper copies if needed through mail and through pickup at the Hubcap. But we're excited to leverage all the pieces, including a Facebook page, Twitter, and a blog account as well. So you can follow us just about any way you can. Of course, being through the town hall, our finances are set up through the controller. So Jim Bowes, of course, just like you, processes a lot of our pieces. And the donations would be submitted through Town Hall. We're using the town clerk and the website, of course, with Wallingford Town Hall as well. So you'll find that we've got 24/7 access across a very vast and diverse resource group.
Well, our Jubilee organizational structure is made up of a lot of parts, and being the steering committee, our audit committee, and directors, financial, the legal, the marketing, safety and security with our wonderful Wallingford Police Department and Fire Department, Decoration Committee, Hospitality, Technology, and the Events. And these all committees are formed to support the entire week-long of the Jubilee 2020.
So looking at the marketing and the events, as you can imagine, we've got a fully robust organization already starting to plan, believe it or not. It's multi-channel, and we're using a number of resources, including our good friends at WPAA, Freeman Quinn, and of course Susan, has helped really launch us and support every event, every step of the way since our birth in May of 2016. You'll see a number of pieces, of course, across community channels, including Celebrate Wallingford. You'll see our booth again this October. Come visit us. We're selling merchandise. Our committee's formed. We've got great resources at Gaylord and Masonic already helping to donate brochure and marketing expertise, and sponsorship forums are forming. So for those companies out there in TV land, for our parents who own businesses, plenty of opportunities to partner up on a great multimedia opportunity. Collateral, social media, we mentioned. So you'll see us across every nook and cranny when it's appropriate. And for our school world, Dr. Menzo has already been wonderful to use some of the channels to promote softly our events too, so that none of our students and our families and our faculty and staff will miss an opportunity to celebrate as well. And we'll talk a little bit about that as well. But of course, we're taking opportunities through the school channels when appropriate to get people involved. So stay tuned for more to come on that.
Okay, so the events. We started off with a soft launch last year with a battalion review with Connecticut Guard, and we had a very big display at the Wallingford Public Library. The library has coupled with us and has been so supportive on everything we're trying to do, and they're coming up with ideas to help move things even farther. Who's invited? Every child, every adult, every descendant, every company and organization, especially the companies and organizations that we would like to see get in here on the ground floor and be part of our celebration. Our religious community is huge. Jerry Farrell Jr. is chairing our Religious Community Day, and he is getting together with all the religious units in town. Who are we? Our logo. Now what we've done here is we've kept part of the past being the 300th anniversary of Wallingford. We've kept the logo with the Wallingford Jubilee. The tri-horn is the old revolutionary tri-horn hat, of course the state of Connecticut, in 1670 to 2020.
So as we transition from the legacies of previous celebrations, the 300th, 325th, rich traditions, and we bring that up to speed now with the 350th, leveraging our website. And again, you'll see that the portal has been set up using some of the features, of course, with Google Sites. Many of our school teachers and our parents will be very familiar with that as well. And as Bob mentioned, the milestones are building. You'll see an event each year from 2016, 17, 18, 19, and eventually the week-long celebration. And part of those events not only will build excitement, but we'll also be testing certain features of our big celebrations, larger, planned for 2020. So you'll see more of that coming up. And again, 2016 was a big kickoff year.
Okay, just to go back a little bit to this previous slide, I mean, last year we did have the battalion review. This year we had a car show in the center of Wallingford on Center Street that really hasn't been done in many, many years, and it was extremely successful. We had a little problem with the weather, but we seemed to do well. And I guess I'm going to probably break the news a little bit on this for 2018, and that is going to be the 100th anniversary of the passing of Raoul Lufberry, who was a World War I fighter ace. And there's going to be a ceremony in front of the town hall at a date that's specified in 2018.
And so when we start to look at each of those pieces, every step of the way we look at celebrating events. And that's critical to bringing all of our communities vastly resourced through Wallingford. But a part of this also has to be staked in history. And we're here tonight also to update us on some very exciting pieces that not only will bring our community together to celebrate with some very key features, and you'll see each of these events coming here, but the event ideation is only one part of the puzzle, if you will. And you'll see each of these pieces coming together each year to give us Jubilee Week. And so, again, teasing this out for the celebration in 2020, each day is themed to celebrate. Woven into each of these days, of course, will be history. So Bob's going to take us through a walkthrough of each of the critical days.
So, a sneak peek at 2020's Celebration Week. Dr. Menzo has assured us that school will be out, by the 20th of June 2020.
Thank you, Dr. Menzo.
Thank you, Dr. Menzo.
That was very nice of you.
Saturday will be Wallingford's probably the best parade we'll have in our entire lives. It's going to emulate a little bit of the 325th and the 300. It's going to be a long route. Sunday will be Religious Day with all the churches and different aspects in town. Monday, the History and Diversity Day, including Meriden, Cheshire, and Prospect, because all those three towns were really Wallingford in the early starting of this town. Tuesday would be Women's Day. Wednesday, Chamber, Industry, and Agricultural Day. A lot of people think that back in the day there was a lot of farms in town and they were still going to come out and try to show a little bit of the history of those farms. Thursday, Senior Day and Bargain Day. Friday will be close to the end with Youth Day, Block Dance, and the fireworks in the center of town. Saturday will be a Black Tie Affair Ball.
So as you can imagine, it takes a full set of volunteers. We already have hundreds of volunteers signing up and leading the pack. You'll see some familiar names, you'll see newer names coming through. Each committee will be chaired. But the big announcement, of course, is for the fireworks. Masonic Carry will be hosting these fireworks. This will be a little bit different than our traditional fair that you see each year. We're very excited. It coincides with a very big celebration for them. So this will be an opportunity for every part of Wallingford to come out on the streets and see a huge display. So stay tuned for more of that. We're grateful to Masonic Care for its partnership already in the start.
Well, the 2020 community-wide ideation involving. This is very involved. Women's Day with Wallingford Community Women chairing. Committees being formed. With Religious Day, Jerry Farrell again is chairing the brainstorming with local religious institutions. The Quinnipiac Chamber chairing the annual meeting held during Jubilee Week, brainstorming a special business events. Wallingford Park and Rec is chairing the town-wide organizations with all the sports. WCI is organizing merchant specials, senior center planning, that's Senior and Bargain Day. And Mary Ellen Kingsland Eccles is leading 3 nights of a drama, outreach to arts, quilting, crafting, and all cultural facets.
So this is just a piece of the puzzle. These are just some of the special initiatives being planned. Each one of these committees will have leadership opportunities, not just for the adults. And this is an appeal that will be going out through the schools at some point to look for volunteers with the voices of our youth being represented. So we'll work through, again, Central Committee and figure out what the best route is to pursue those voices and to have our student leaders participate and to seek student volunteers and, of course, participants in this. And you'll see that there's such a diverse opportunity, particularly when we see, of course, some of these other pieces, the Parade Committee, the Jubilee Ball, and a Descendants Committee. We'll save the Gouveia Vineyards for the adults, but we've got special opportunities and partnership across the way that we'll be forming. So voices will be important, not just at the high school level and perhaps our college graduates, but we're looking for all ideas of how to integrate those pieces from our very diverse Board of Education world into this planning. You can see from the Descendants Committee, we've got outreach already. We've got a committee formed to reach out to the founders, families, and have special event planning to celebrate those on the Founders Rock. So a very exciting step ahead.
History 350 Moments Project. This is something that we're partnering with Dr. Menzo about. Create a town-wide project to identify top 350 events in town's history. This is very a unique thing. Unite historical and preservation groups to publish 350 moments of the history of Wallingford, the planning and the publishing. History Day, Bob Beaumont chairing lectures, exhibits, diversity, cultural events. Taran Granucci will be chairing committee to publish a book and a video. The community partnerships, partner with the Board of Education and state mandates to create curriculum. Share public moments via the Wallingford Library Storytelling Project.
And this is a unifying project. It has many levels. We're walking step by step with all of the historical groups, of course. And the Board of Education will come in after our committee has signed off and prioritized the top, let's say, 350 events. We'll work hand in hand with the curriculum department to assess and eventually develop some type of curriculum. And that will, of course, have to follow state mandates, but we're very excited about that opportunity to try and bring that additional complement to our existing student history. Of course, all of this is tied into public moments as well. You'll see in our booth in October an opportunity project with Publix for our library to coordinate the telling of your stories. So as families and students, and we think about all of those rich ideas of interactive technology, leveraging some of the collaboratory resources to bring in video and start sharing information and sharing those stories out, of course, with waivers signed. But we're developing all of that as well, not just from a historical professional side, but from a personal side as well. There's so many stories to tell in our great 350 years. But remember, history is right up until this minute. So it's even if you haven't been with the town and as a family for 350 years and it's only been one, you still have a piece of our puzzle. So we're excited to launch this and to continue working with our partnerships on this very important project, which will form the basis of every piece of our celebration in 2020. It will be steeped in history. It's exciting to bring that out and continue the legacy from our previous celebrations. So from a financial update, just again, a quick update. We are a town committee. We do have seed money from our town, $7,500, but exciting is our incremental revenue is building. And so we're already getting sponsorships, as an example, with the car show. And with selling merchandise, we have 3 items for sale. So you'll start to see from a budget standpoint that as we look at the town funds, we'll expect this to be the smallest piece of our puzzle as we start to build out our sponsorship and marketing. So again, more to come on that. And as we start to look at already $1,000 in merchandise sales between our magnets, our hats, and our t-shirts, if you're interested, stop by the Hubcap or see one of us and we can certainly get that up and running. More to come on that as we build to 2020 and leverage multi-channel sales opportunities.
How do you get involved? Email, call, or stop at the headquarters. At Hubcap, organizations are invited to consider sponsoring or hosting the 350th event in 2020. How to register? At our website, www.wallingford350.org, or at Hubcap. Complete a volunteer form that's available at Hubcap. Review the committee form. Send the committee an email with your ideas and contact information, or ask one of us. There's quite a few people that are on the committee so far, and just reach out. We'd love to have you.
And we do want to say a special thank you to our chairwoman, Roxanne McKay, and Dr. Sal Menzo. They've been dedicating a number of opportunities to brainstorm and hours of resources with us already in the planning stages. And of course, with our curriculum department coming up, we thank you for that dedication to the Moments Committee as well. It's a wonderful partnership that we only continue to look forward to building and continuing. So really next steps for those students and teachers and parents already starting to think about perhaps their ways to get involved. We'll be coordinating more with the Board of Ed. And you'll see as next steps that you'll see some more work coming from the Descendants Committee and Lufberry's celebration next May. Our Moments Committee, we will hope to hand off that list to our curriculum folks within the next year, and stop by our booth and talk to us more at Celebrate Wallingford. Any questions?
Any questions?
Okay. Thank you so much. I just want you to know, well, first off, a couple comments I want to make. I think you guys have done an amazing job. I've been really at the ground level. You've included me in your emails, and I'm glad that you're here this evening. No, you have a standing invite, as long as I'm chair, that you can come and give us updates, whenever. And I want to thank Dr. Menzo also for his participation and help in coordinating. One comment that resonates with me and your committee and your work: everybody is truly welcomed. There are no outsiders. If anybody wants to participate or be part of a committee or anything that involves this 350 planning, I know from personal experience, you folks are the most open. Come, join us. So, that's great. So for TV Land, anybody that's interested, I know you're a very open book and you want as many participants, suggestions, ideas that people can provide. So I speak earnestly on that. Just to reiterate, Hubcap is your headquarters, so your merchandise is located at Hubcap if anybody wants to make purchases. And like I said, feel free to return to give us any updates about next steps, and we're really happy to be able to collaborate with you folks and let us know how we can help.
Thanks very much for having us tonight.
Oh, our pleasure. our pleasure.
Thank you,
You're
folks.
doing a great job. Yeah, go ahead.
I had to talk for a second. I would just like to echo Chairman or Chairperson McKay's comments, Roxanne's comments, that it has been a great partnership, and I do know that there's a lot of energy around this. It's definitely felt.
Yeah.
I think that you definitely have the commitment of the school district and also Hubcap, and I appreciate you bringing that forward because I know that it's just a natural connection that would be a place that you would grow from. We do look forward to the curriculum opportunities. I did share a little bit with teachers at the end of the year, some of the committees that I was meeting with, and there was an excitement about trying to integrate it within what we do as a school district. So we look forward to that. As we get closer to some of the events, just would continue to keeping us in the loop as you've done about volunteers. We have a lot of high school
Volunteer
person power,
hours,
so
yeah,
to speak, that need to
opportunities.
get out and do some have some authentic experiences in the community. So the more that we could keep our students and our counseling staff aware of that, that would be key. And I think that, again, as the committees continue to grow and there's other ancillary needs, be it artistic work or anything with any of the other departments in our district, I know that the staff is there to try to support it to the best of our ability. But I do want to say that the presentation speaks to the organization of the
Right. Yeah,
So,
that's the
nicely
truth.
done.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Just to follow up to Dr. Menzo, we are forming a volunteer committee where there'll be more formalization in the resourcing, particularly with the students. We want to be sensitive to the policies that you have in place. The formalization of that committee will take place in the fall, September, so we'll ask for a representative, perhaps from the counseling department.
I'm thinking that was-
So Melissa Isles might be a good contact.
If you can provide that to us,
Sure.
we want to work around their schedule and make sure they can attend a meeting convenient to them. If there's a forum that you feel we can bring our dog and pony show and customize it for them,
Sure.
we're always available to meet one-on-one, and Mrs. Latoure's been wonderful with her new, her stepping into this new role and answering that for Moments Committee. So where that's possible, let us know. And really it's facilities. So Mr. Deptula will be visiting you soon as it's time for us to come out now and start integrating more as our committees have formalized and now are resourcing and now have concrete ideas and logistics. Again, not only is the appeal on who you are, but the properties and of course the assets physically offer some appeal for the event planning. So if it makes sense, if you see us needing to fit into a strategic planning session with you for the next year, let us know and we can have the appropriate folks from our committee being there as well. So it's a very multifaceted, there are many tentacles. And we're just trying to use as much of our proactivity now to plant the seeds out with the committee and with, of course, TV land. So if there are parents and families who have businesses or have interests on any one of the subjects we've brought up, please contact us in the ways that we've asked.
Great. Thank you, Christine. Mike, did you have a question?
I was just, Dr. Menzo, do you recall I don't know if it was before your time or not, we had like a committee that came up with a curriculum, the history of Wallingford.
It was before.
Karen, do you remember that? It was somebody had come up with like a mini curriculum for a certain grade level on the history of Wallingford.
It's third grade.
Third grade.
Third grade.
That's
Yeah,
third grade.
it's third grade.
But I remember when that was first instituted, and we do have our children they still take those walks down the center of town and whatnot. I think that's very valuable. That kind of ties in with some of this. And I would just like to maybe enhance some of that.
Well, I think that's the goal.
This is the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, that's the goal, and as keeps being alluded to, we see this as a goal. We have to stay within the curricular guidelines the state has put forth because they did adopt the new social studies standards. However, it doesn't mean that there's other ways of providing this, and I think we're creative enough to get to the point that we need to be with our students to make sure they understand the history of Wallingford. But that program, the third grade program, is still vital. It's still working. We have our cemetery.
It works absolutely perfect.
Yeah, so it's still working very well. So we want to work off of that, but we also want to make sure that it doesn't just stop at the elementary school. I think that was the key thing. And looking at embedding, when we talk about large topics, I know we've talked about this in terms of history, and we talk about the large events in history, even if it's just a Wallingford moment. So if we're talking about the Revolutionary War, we're talking about, different wars that have occurred or different events during history, even if it's just a Wallingford moment, because we have so many. What resonated with me, which I shared with the group, is every Memorial Day we have events at both of the middle schools, and they talk about the people who have served in the wars throughout history and have given of their lives, their time, their sacrificed so much for our country, never mind Wallingford, but they're those faces and those names. And even just, and I know this is just a very, very low level example, but even just bringing those names to the forefront when those periods of history are being taught to our students, that they know that it's not just a faceless war, but there were
Right.
people that lived in Wallingford who gave up their lives for those events. I think even just those subtle things, that in itself will transcend past third grade. And I think that's the goal of the committee. I think that's the goal of us, is that this is not just about ending at third grade, that they got a great tour of the cemetery, they heard it at that moment, but to really see it past that point in time. So I think we have, if there's ever going to be an opportunity, this is going
This
to
is
be
the
it.
one, yeah.
And I think we have to seize the moment with this. And with that said, I would also, and we'll be in contact, there are several committees that we run as a school district that reach out to many other aspects of the community, like our business think tank, our PTAC. So just even to give a short little presentation like you did here, and at some point, Carrie, Cindy, and myself at central office would like to invite you to an administrative council meeting, just to get the administrators up to speed too, so that they understand the significance behind this. And probably a couple, but maybe seed it, plant the seed every so often, so we could look at doing something maybe this fall to get that going.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you again.
Always
Great.
welcome
Have a
to
great
come.
summer.
Great seeing you. Thank you, guys. Okay, Dr. Manzo, you gonna provide? Nope, you're good.
So the next two presentations, a couple of meetings ago, we had Mr. Broder had asked about an update on Hubcap, and we had recently done an informational video that I was hoping I could share this evening and kind of give you a little background. Our students created the video.
Hubcap Wallingford is a collaborative effort of the Wallingford Center Incorporated, Wallingford Board of Ed, and Wallingford Economic Development Commission that tries to build valuable relationships between the business and student populations for the mutual benefit of both groups and the community. The name Hubcap stands for the fact that it is the hub of Wallingford's educational capstone initiative, hence Hubcap. For further educational opportunities, Hubcap partnered with Lyman Hall, Mark T. Sheehan, and Cho to enable students to learn unique lifelong skills and earn credits for graduation. Hubcap's incubator program will provide hands-on internship opportunities, experience including assisting students develop employer-valued skills like communication, teamwork, and attention to detail, exposing the student to role models that will demonstrate the behavior expected in the workplace, and exposing the student to expected performance in the workplace. The goal of the Credit for Life Fair is to provide students with experiences that resemble real-life situations. From needing to buy a new car to figuring out where to live, we intend to offer students a glimpse into the world they will enter in the future. Local businesses throughout the community will be participating by offering their expertise in various fields.
Hubcap incubators are designed to offer internships and accelerate the growth and success of entrepreneurial startups that include an array of business support, resourcefully furnished office space, copy and fax equipment, mentoring assistance, common services, and networking connections. Hubcap incubators are the perfect next step for entrepreneurs. Hubcap Wallingford's co-working and incubator suites are designed to help modern entrepreneurs, professionals, and startups do their best work. Start your flexible membership now and grow your business to the next level. Our memberships are designed to provide flexible, professional space that is ready for you to plug in and go. Do you need an off-site convenience conference room or meeting room for an event, training, or seminar? Our conference rooms are technologically enhanced conference rooms for groups of 2 to 25 people. Our conference centers are ideal for training, seminars, events, and larger meetings of up to 150 occupants. Think Hubcap Wallingford, located in central Connecticut. Hubcap Wallingford offers state-of-the-art conference center ideals for training, seminars, events, and off-site meetings, such as condo board meetings, team meetings, core meetings, and other programs.
Are you a people person, community-oriented, excited to help out a great cause, and are able to volunteer flexible hours? Want to meet some great people and help out the community? Hubcap needs volunteers, and that means you. Our committee consists of business representatives, community and education leaders, and parents. They meet monthly, usually around 8 a.m. for about an hour or so. Their purpose is to help identify issues that will affect Hubcap's continual growth. And yes, Hubcap accepts donations and offers scholarship opportunities. For more information, please see the site below. Thank you.
So the actual students in the video also are an outgrowth and a success story because they were actual participants in our first 24-hour film festival that we had last fall. They weren't on the same team, they were actually on competing teams, but they wanted to work together, and I said, sure, I don't know much about creating video, but I definitely have a lot of projects. And they actually are working, they've worked on 3 projects, they're working on one presently right now, and we look to have another film festival in the fall, which hopefully they will participate in again, as well as other students. So right now, Hubcap, that kind of gives you an overview. We are actively continuing to pursue people using the incubator space. We do have some really great success stories because of Hubcap's ability to offer a flexible environment. One of our success stories opened up his own shop up on Center Street. We have one of our most successful graduate who is now out in Silicon Valley doing some work based on her grants that she received from the federal government. So we continue to grow in that area. The key thing is our educational programming that obviously is so important to us as a school district, the Credit for Life program, how that's continued to expand, our 24-hour film festival, and we're going to be actively looking at expanding our entrepreneurial program at Lyman Hall High School through its business program. So we're very fortunate. We're still sustaining ourselves through the donations as well as some of the rental aspects from the incubator sites and the board conference rooms. So we have a great board. There's a lot of volunteers, and I think we're very fortunate, and I think we're somewhat of an envy of many communities. I know we've been visited by a few communities are the same size of us who can't get something like this off the ground. So far so good, but we definitely have a brand new sign, a brand new facade.
Yes, beautiful sign.
Came out beautiful. We're looking at a back door sign. We had a vote this afternoon. I voted for number 1. Sorry, there was a choice.
I didn't.
We're excited. It's going very well. So we can't thank enough the volunteers that are supporting us. So
And what's really amazing about Hubcap, if you've ever been down there, when I don't even know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, is it? Gosh, it's
going on
like 4 years ago, when this was sort of just a seed of an idea. And we, as a board, reached out to the community looking for volunteers for funding purposes and construction. We had a shell of a building, and to walk in there now, every single thing there has been donated. And the services, whether it was the actual construction or furniture or carpeting or whatever, and that's a tribute to our community, to Sal's point. It really is a community-driven idea that is taken off, and it really is a tribute to the uniqueness of Wallingford and its willingness to give, blindly in an essence, to an idea that was just the seed of an idea, and people, community members, business owners said, I'm in. Tell me what you need, and we're there. And it's a tribute to that. So, and it continues to show that.
I think on the horizon for us is to look to to look to local college partnerships. Recently, I've hosted a couple of meetings with different universities in the area to try to engage them in seeing this as either a satellite classroom, but an opportunity for their students as they grow in their entrepreneurial skills. So that's our next horizon from the education department. I know program-wise, we continue to expand. We did a great program, well-received program for advanced manufacturing last year. It was in December. We had the U.S. Department of Commerce there. We had representatives from local businesses as well as the community college system. It was very well attended by students and families. So we look to expand that further and really try to do what the mission is, which is really look at that development of downtown as we also develop our students.
So, Michael, I hope that kind of provides a framework for you. I know, and I appreciate that you specifically asked for an update, and I don't know if you, I don't mean to put you on the spot or any board members if you have any questions or comments, but, I know specifically you were interested, so.
Yeah, and I think that's a good presentation on what's going on there and very helpful. We're putting money in that from the Board of Ed, so I want to make
We
sure
are.
that it's
That
being
is true.
utilized appropriately and we're seeing progress and, quite frankly, hopefully some of our students take advantage of it. And
Our
I think a key
They
is
actually
that-
do.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
And the guidance department, I think Melissa Isles and her group have really done a marvelous job in capitalizing opportunities there, and our students do get there a lot.
And I think, what I heard was expanding the entrepreneurial studies program, that's huge, so.
Yeah, that's our big
Love
goal.
to see that. That's great.
We're working with a variety of different resources at this time. We also had the pop-up restaurant there last year, the Asian Fusion restaurant. They're looking to do a pop-up Italian bakery in December. So I'm happy about that. So thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Menzo, for that presentation. And
The
then
next-
update on summer reading?
Yeah, the next presentation you'll soon see in a theater near you.
Okay. Oh, so literally, okay.
Before the Yankee games start this summer, I'll be reading Yankee Magazine. I hope everyone reads in Wallingford this summer while you have a safe, healthy, and happy summer. See you in the fall.
Hi, I'm Joe Corso, principal of Lyman Hall High School, and this summer I'll be reading Gung Ho by Ken Blanchard and Sheldon Bowles while enjoying the outdoors.
I'm Christina Kiley, principal of Stevens Elementary School, and this summer I'm going to be reading The Best Place to Read on the Swings.
Hi everyone, my name is Miss Reed. I'm the principal here at Highland School on a beautiful sunny day. I'm going to Maine this summer, and the book that I selected from our library is called The Train to Maine.
Hi, I'm Danielle Belizzi, the principal of Pond Hill Elementary School, and this summer I'll be reading Wonder by R.J. Palacio while relaxing at the beach on Marco Island.
Hi, I'm Christine Friend. I'm the principal at Cook Hill School in Wallingford, and this summer I will be reading Only One You by Linda Krantz while swinging, sliding, and jumping on the playground.
Hello, this is Mr. Piacentini. I like to read Stephen King's Dr. Sleep while jumping on the trampoline.
Hi, I'm Christina Sagnello, principal of Parker Farm School, and this summer I'm reading The Family Fletcher Takes Rock Island at the Wallingford Public Library with a bunch of my Parker Farms friends. Where are you reading this summer?
Very nice.
So again, just a quick, short little video. We are hoping that people will send in their students reading somewhere in Wallingford, and as the video concluded, we'd like to try to include those next year in our video that would be shown on the big screen. We're very fortunate. I would like to thank again publicly Holiday Cinemas. They're amazing. We just give them a quick call, and as long as we shoot the video, we have to transfer it to a certain format for them, and then they show it for us. So we're very privileged to have that relationship with the local movie theater. I could not thank them enough. Yes, they show it. They show it before movies.
Before the movies, yeah.
So we're very, very fortunate. It was something that we've now been doing for a few years. We look to also collaborate with them on a couple of other things this year, but they've been incredible with our schools. They've done math nights for us from Rock Hill. They did a math night there. They're looking to do something with a movie that's being released this fall regarding some behavior, to help students that might be being bullied. And then we're working on some other projects, but without their support, we couldn't have this.
And not to mention they donated seats to us.
Obviously, yeah, they
For
donated
Moran.
beautiful seats at Moran,
Yeah.
which we get compliments on all the time. So great family-run
And Evan
business.
did a great job shooting that. He did a great job.
So thank you. I just wanted to share those things with you.
Thanks
this
for
evening.
sharing.
Yep.
Thank you. Before I go any further, I meant to do this at the beginning of the meeting and I was remiss. So I don't know, I lost my synapses weren't connecting for about 5 seconds. Anyway, I do want to officially welcome our new business manager, Dominic Barone, as a new addition to our central office. And he hit the road running, literally, with interviews and just jumped right in. So it's been a joy already working with you, Dominic. I got an opportunity, obviously, to do some interviews with you for our food service director position. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm battling a cold. But officially, Dominic, welcome to Wallingford. And I hope it's an amazing experience for you. Thank you. Okay, with that, our next item is a question session. Any questions from the audience? Do I have any questions from our vast audience? Come on up. Absolutely, come on up. I'll ask just to state your name and address, please.
Ann Cosentino, 17 South Whittlesey Avenue. I have a comment. I just want to say thank you to Rob Mancusi, who has been there for my son. Oh, goodness, I still tear up. For all these years, and I will greatly miss him. And he's not making eye contact. He's fantastic. Anything I've needed, anything I've questioned, anything I've wanted done for Salvatore, he has helped me accomplish. I've worked with him with the special ed PTAC, and I will greatly miss him. I was heartbroken when I heard the news, but happy for him. And if Fairfield is gaining, Wallingford is definitely losing. So thank you so much for all the time that you've given me and my son.
Those are very kind compliments. Thank you for that. And we'll have an opportunity as a board to talk about Mr. Mancusi when, sadly, we officially accept his resignation tonight. But that was very heartfelt. Thank you for that. Any other questions or comments from the audience? Okay, thank you. And with that, I will ask for a motion to go into executive session for the discussion of superintendent's evaluation, discussion of acceptance of resignations, discussion of acceptance of retirements, and discussion of appointment of candidates for teaching positions.
So moved.
I have a first and second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstained, motion carries, and we're now in executive session. Okay, we are back. Can I get a motion to come out of executive session?
So moved.
I have a first and quietly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. We're out of executive session. Thank you. Next is our consent agenda. Can I get a motion to accept consent agenda items 7.1 through 7.6?
So moved.
Second.
Have a first and second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Item 8, items removed from the consent agenda. We have none, so we're off of that. Mr. Votto, any correspondence, sir?
Technologies to the Wallingford Public Schools.
No, your mic's not up.
I guess that would help.
Mike. There you go.
We received from Touch It Technologies, smart boards, Dr. Menzo? More than, yeah, 2, correct?
3.
5.
We actually
Well,
received
3
5.
55-inch and 2
Right.
65-inch.
For a value of $17,495. That's amazing. Thank you to them. Gaylord Hospital's assistance and support of the Wallingford Adult Education CNA program. They have donated $37,000.
It's $37,000 in services and time.
Services and time.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Masonic here, also supporting our CNA program with a valued at $25,000. Is that also the same?
Correct.
Services and, okay. We have a letter from Senator Murphy in regards to the recent story about Mackenzie Torcello, thanking for us to make it possible for Mackenzie to graduate. That was nice to receive that from Senator Murphy. We also received from CAPS. Dr. Menzo, would you like to explain that one for a sec? Yale Children's Air Pollution Study.
Oh, that's actually a presentation.
Oh, I thought that was.
That
Sorry,
goes-
made a mistake.
Yep,
Yeah,
that
that's
goes
12.7.
under.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're out of, yeah. You're out of.
When I was reading it the first time, I thought, Steve, that seems strange, but. Okay, sorry.
So, Mr. Secretary, are you all set?
I am all set.
Well, thank you, well done. Committee reports, ACES. Karen,
There was no meeting this month. We will reconvene in September.
makes sense. I'm gonna assume Wintergreen Magnet also, Carrie, okay, great. School to Career, Business Think Tank, same idea, we're all on hiatus. PTAC update on hiatus. Plan of Conservation Development, none.
Oh, wait,
Oops.
actually, there's one thing.
Oh, I'm so
to check.
sorry. Tammy, I apologize, come on up. Just introduce yourself and give your address.
Yeah, can I pass them around?
Certainly can. Tammy Raccio.
I'm so sorry, I apologize.
Nope, you didn't think you'd get the whole summer off from me, did you?
Right.
I just wanted to give you an update on the Parent Choice Awards.
Oh, right.
So we have sent out the request for nominations and we received, as you know, this is the second year that we've asked for nominations. Our first year, we had over 30 people nominated to 25 different individuals. This year, we had 126 nominations.
Wow.
Recognizing 94 individuals in the district.
Wow.
The nominees, which the names will come out in the fall as we figure out how we're going to honor these people because there's so many, we won't fit them all on the stage this year. We have secretaries, we have paras, we have teachers, we have members from guidance, we have a building building substitute, we have interventionists, math coordinators, a director, and we have multiple principals. And we also have nominees from every single school in the
Nice.
district. So it is, at the end of last year when we did this, I think if there was one thing that I could have tried to improve upon was to share more of the comments. So tonight you have a draft poster, which is just draft. There's some tweaking we might do on the footer of it. But these are all comments that parents wrote in their nominations. So in the coming months, I will work with Dr. Menzo to figure out how to distribute, in what format. But I wanted to share that because I wanted everybody
This is
to have
beautiful.
really the
Really
privilege
great job here.
of, and I didn't do it, there was a graphic designer involved.
Well, whoever did an amazing job.
She did, she really did. But I wanted to share the privilege of reading the comments and taking these excerpts out and getting more publicity to them because it was definitely worth it. And people put their hearts into what they had to say and there was a lot of gratitude there. So this is a draft and we're taking feedback.
Great program, Tammy, and its second, 2.0, I guess, from last year. And, it speaks volumes that it exponentially caught on, if you will, and the value. This is a phenomenal job. Great work. Thank you.
To Tammy's point, we do need to think about, and we will be meeting, I believe we have a meeting on August 15th, to discuss how we want to proceed with recognizing all these individuals because It is a very special moment. It's a special program that we're able to offer, and we want to make sure that we do everybody, the privilege of being recognized appropriately. So we're very excited when Tammy had showed us the poster last week when she was participating in one of the reimagining events, and we were just like, oh, we have to share this. But it's
phenomenal.
Beautiful, and the comments just really resonate. They're dealing with so many different aspects of all the people involved in our system and what they do for our children.
Great, thank you. Thank you for sharing. So that was PTAC update. I apologize for just assuming. Plan of Conservation Development, I can assume. No update. Food Services Strategic Plan Committee.
With our new director, who is officially on board, signed the contract, will start July 31st.
Nice.
And so we'll be starting our Food Services Strategic Plan Committee come the fall.
Perfect. Item 11, Old Business. I do not believe we have any. Item 12, Instructional Committee.
12.1, Mastery-Based Learning Update.
Yes, tonight I wanted to share, and we'll have more to share physically and visually come the fall, but there has been discussion on the board's part over the last year and a half about our partnership with IBM and Watson to bring that to our school system, to leverage the power to work with our teachers in providing the best resources for our students as they move forward to determine mastery for our students. So I'm here to share with you that we are going to be launching a aspect of Watson in Light, which is the name of the program. It's the Darwin version, which is the first release, and it'll be launched at the middle schools for English language arts teachers and math teachers. Right now, as they say, or as I've learned the terminology to be stated, is it's a teacher-facing system, meaning that this is for teacher interaction only at this point. So student data, which we've met all state requirements for FERPA and HIPAA. We've had thorough agreements drawn up with our attorneys to meet all the requirements, so everything has been addressed in terms of data protection and privacy. But right now, the data that's in the system will be facing our teachers only. It won't be shared with anyone else. Over time, the program will have a parent interface and a student interface. So the data that's going in there right now is looking at our performance tasks from our district level tests that our teachers have assessed students on for several years, taking some data that was stored in Scantron, which was also student assessment data, taking into consideration our STAR assessment data, and also as we move forward this year, they just put out that they would like to start putting in some SAT and ACT data. The idea is that the first initial launch will really be an opportunity to have teachers look at the data from different perspectives. And then there's a library where we are able to upload our curriculum information, our curriculum units that teachers have written, and resources that connect to those units so that as they see where their students fall as related to certain standards and indicators in mastery for either English language arts and math, they could provide additional resources for students or extension materials that were in our curriculum. The idea of the resource right now is looking at it as an efficiency tool, giving the teachers all of this information that they now have to go to maybe 3 to 5 different locations to find the information, giving them one landing space. This program will continue to evolve over the course of this year. Right now, again, it's just at the middle school with our English language arts and math teachers. As we move forward and we see the next iteration, which will be known as Einstein, the next version, next fall, we will determine what our next steps are. We hope that in the late fall, we will be able to share with the board a demo showing you some data as it looks in Wallingford, not actual student data, because again, to protect the privacy of our students, but looking at how a teacher would interface with that data. Teachers will receive training. They've all been, the principals of all the teachers involved have met with them prior to the end of the school year to explain the expectations. There'll be some training prior to school starting, and then on that September 1st date, there'll be an opportunity for them to meet, and then throughout the fall, there'll be additional opportunities. We've been working with IBM now as I said, for a little over a year, really getting this off the ground. They will be looking, as they have done in this particular circumstance, they've looked for teacher feedback and administrator feedback. We will be looking to get some parental feedback as they start building out the parent portal, and then we'll be looking to have some student feedback. As they build the program, they create personas. So they created the persona of the teacher. Jamie was the teacher persona. They are creating an administrator persona. They'll be creating a parent persona and a student persona. So they can kind of look at those individuals from all different areas using a design thinking process. So I just wanted to give you that brief update to let you know that we are moving forward. We're very excited about this opportunity. Wallingford is one of 4 innovation districts in the country. Our other innovation districts are Sarasota, Florida, Oceanside, California, and Lovejoy, Texas. So an innovation site is a district that is participating in the development, has on-the-ground conversations monthly. We have monthly playbacks where we see the new developments in the software. We're allowed to give firsthand feedback. We actually have a homework assignment, Carrie and I, based on last week's playback, that we have to provide data on based on the new developments that they're coming out for each iteration. We also, in preparation for our launch, we have weekly playbacks. So they're telling us about our data being uploaded. They're making sure that our materials are uploading correctly. Carrie and her team, Christy Bedancy and Carrie Laudadio, have been rock stars. They've totally shepherded this whole process this summer, and it's going flawlessly. They are so proud, knock on wood, but they are so pleased with the materials that our staff have provided, the way that it's been provided to them, the order in which it's provided. If you know Carrie and the team for 5 seconds, you know it's going to be orderly. And so it makes that easier for them, so much easier for them as data gets imported. You want clean data. And so that's been a great thing. So we're going to have our soft launch, so to speak, on August 17th with the administrators and Carrie and the team to see our data live for the first time. And then the teachers will see it live for the first time September 1st.
Thank you. 12.2, life fatigue update.
I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Levesque first, and she could start and give a little update on this.
Well, this past year, as part of a collaboration with Cheshire Public Schools and Ellington Public Schools, along with Wallingford, we investigated common opportunities for growth. The one that rose to the top of the list was the increasing demands we place on our students, staff, and families. So we conducted some surveys of middle and high school students and all parents, and what we received was data indicating that folks are feeling that their work-life balance was a challenge. So we convened a focus group facilitated by our health and wellness curriculum resource teacher to address the following problem statement. The Wallingford community needs a way to effectively manage demands and expectations while celebrating our diversity and not losing sight of who we are. So we looked at a number of different groups, and we met a few times, and we had over 75 representatives, some from Masonic Care, the Town of Wallingford Parks and Recreation Department, SCOW, YMCA, the Town of Wallingford Youth and Social Services, Wallingford School District personnel, students, parents, and other community members. And what we found is we have had a lot of fatigue around the stressors that are presented to us in everyday life. So we're going to look at striving for a personal and professional reset daily. And what that means is kind of looking at what stressors we're facing and how as a community we can address those stressors. And some of the things that have come up involve Parks and Recs was talking about scheduling of games and trying to run from, if you have more than one child in sports, one game to another game, and how are we getting there. The use of social media, which is a wonderful tool, but how sometimes things are posted on social media that may not be put in the kindest of ways. So kind of looking at those things and involving the school district as well, looking at a civility policy that we can develop for the use of social media, and also for our families and our administrators and everyone, maybe looking at a reset button daily for them as well. So perhaps when you call in, obviously if it's an emergency, things will be addressed right away. If your child is not home on the school bus, clearly that is something that has to be dealt with immediately. But for some of the other things, perhaps if you're calling at 5 or 6 o'clock, leave a message and we'll get back to you the next business day, kind of so that our staff and our administrators can have that time with their families to kind of reset so that they can move forward and be fresh for the next business day. So that's...
No, I think you did a wonderful job. I just want to add that the mayor, we did a meeting with the mayor last week. He is now going to convene another meeting. He was really excited about this opportunity. He sees this as a great tie-in to Healthy Wallingford, which is the initiative for our Wallingford Health Improvement Plan, which the public schools were such a friend in helping that continue. So with Eloise as our health department director, who is just an incredible resource and just incredible partner, it allows us to move forward in this direction. So we're going to have another meeting next Tuesday, at which time the mayor has also invited local religious affiliated individuals, clergy in town, to become part of this, so we can launch this as a united community effort. We are trying to figure out the finalized logo. The tagline that we're still toying with is eat, play, and unplug. So eat healthy, go play, but it doesn't have to be organized. You could have, sometimes unstructured play is a good thing, and unplug, to get people to unplug. So we're continuing to work on that, but we'll keep you posted. We just wanted to let you know of this process. We're very excited also because this was, in order to get to this point, we used our Dream Design Do curriculum and our design thinking curriculum that we've written, and we are using that as the foundation for the work that we're doing.
Thank you. 12.3, approval of Board of Education schedule of meetings for February 2018 to January 2019. Is there any discussion?
I have one question. Why do we, and I should know this, I have a feeling, but, and obviously January is a big budget month. Why isn't January 2018 on here? Why do we start with February?
We took January's last year, so we always, January's.
Okay, so, right, it just seems odd that we started.
We always approve January in the year.
Right, and January's on this for 2019, to your point. It just, I don't know, okay, that's fine, you answered my question.
Can I get a motion to approve the Board of Education schedule of meetings for February 2018 to January 2019?
So moved.
Is there any additional discussion?
No.
Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. 12.4, approval of acceptance of resignation. Can I get a motion to approve, one moment. I make a motion that the Board of Education accept with regret the resignation of Christina Torrey, effective June 30th, 2017. Christina Torrey has been an elementary math coach for the Wallingford Public Schools since August 2016.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. I make a motion that the Board of Education accept with regret the resignation of Robert Mancusi, effective at a mutually agreeable date. Robert Mancusi was hired as a school psychologist in August 1995. He became special education coordinator in January 2009 and has been the Director of Pupil Personnel Services since July 2012.
Second.
Sure. I wanted to make one comment too. I know this has only been my first term, but it's truly been a pleasure working with you. I've seen the amazing work you've done and the smiles that you bring on so many people's faces, and even though I don't really want to make the motion, I know I have to, and I wish you the best with your future endeavor, and I know you'll have much success. I know there's a couple additional comments that would... Karen?
Mr. Mancusi, you have meant so much to our community in the role that you play, especially for our students with special needs. And we are going to sorely miss you, but we wish you well in your new endeavor. But you brought that personal knowledge of what it's like to be a parent with a child with special needs, and it certainly did show through in when you're interacting with our parents of students with special needs. So we will miss you.
Roxanne?
Thank you. I was just thinking about this, and in 12 years of being on the board and 6 years as chair, I'm not sure. Obviously, we've accepted resignations from administrators and assistant superintendents and, really high-level people in our district. I don't ever recall ever having a parent actually come to a meeting and take time out of their day, especially in the summertime, to articulate what you have done for that respective family. And that, to me, sums it all up in a nutshell. The work that you do is beyond sensitive. You deal with our most vulnerable and our families that feel like they always have to fight. And I don't feel that they feel that way in our district. I think they feel the love, they're respected, they're valued, they're heard, and that tone, sir, is set by you. And I have such respect for you, Mr. Mancusi, and you and I have chatted, and I'm so happy that this opportunity for you and your family are providing wonderful opportunities, talk about unplugging, but providing a quality of life that's going to significantly improve your respective family. I'm happy for you, but clearly your family's gain and Fairfield's gain is clearly our loss. Always know you have a place here in Wallingford, and I know, a piece of your heart will always be in Wallingford, sir. And I appreciate your dedication, your commitment, and all that you've given to us. Thank you.
Oh, Rob, they kind of stole everything I wanted to say.
That's the problem with that going down.
Sit here.
But I could still find things to say, and because I feel them from here, because you, like me and Karen, we have children who have special needs, and we can identify with a lot of things that many of our parents come to us with. Your job is a very difficult one, as we all know. It's very hard to fill that position, because not only do you have to be pupil personnel director and know how to work with people and the mechanics of the day-to-day job, but you have to be a person who feels, who understands what parents go through with children with special needs. And that takes a very special person, because many times you have to make decisions that are not based on what we feel should be the decision, because it's the law. We have to follow the law. And sometimes we have to make unpopular decisions. And to be able to do that and still come out with your head above the water is a special gift. And you have that. I know that personally. I've had parents call me up, as you know, to share stories with me and have concerns. And I know you've dealt with those people, and things have always come out in a positive way, which is not easy to do. So anyway, I join everybody else in letting you know how much we appreciate everything you've done. I know you have a big job ahead of you in Fairfield, and I just wish you all the luck, and hopefully everything is great for you there, and we'll miss you.
So it's good and bad sitting in the last seat, right? So I get to say, I agree with what everybody said. And, being here 8 years, the one thing that I will say, the parents with special needs that I know have all came to me and said, geez, what a great job that you have done. So I appreciate that, and, not having to deal with that, I think is a blessing for me. But you taking care of the families that I know, and them being very happy with what has transpired, I think makes this district a lot better. You'll be missed, as everybody said, and I wish you the best. You'll be fine. You're going to do great. I think you're going to do great wherever you are. Just keep up that smile, and good luck to you.
I just would like to say, this has been, yeah, he won't look at me. Rob and I obviously had a lot of conversation about this. This hasn't been an easy decision, but it's been a decision that, as was said, it's the right decision for he and his family. Rob, throughout his time with me and our partnership and our friendship has grown. His work, just stepping into the position of director, taking that opportunity and seeing him grow over the last several years has been phenomenal. His dedication, his commitment to the children and families is unsurpassed by anyone. And I really think that his willingness to step up and take on every challenge. Rob is known for going around and he just has an attitude of he can do things. And he'll say, you're the best. But tonight, Rob, you're the best. And you need to know that. You need to know, as I said to you before, that yes, you might be moving on from Wallingford, but you definitely have a friend in me and a friend in everyone on the administrative team. So when you're having your opportunities in Fairfield, and he knows what I mean by that, there will be always somebody here to talk to. And be able to share in those opportunities to get through those. So you're going to be very successful. We do have big shoes to fill, and we're hopeful we could do that. But thank you so very much for what you've done for me professionally and personally, and all the students. You are an amazing professional. Congratulations.
Thank you to everybody. The past 22 years in the town of Wallingford will always mean so much to me. I just thank the board for allowing me the pleasure of serving the best families and the best students in the world. Thank you.
Any other comments? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries.
What if we all said no?
Believe me, his superintendent would be on the phone.
Only kidding.
We had our moment.
I make a motion that the Board of Education accept with regret the resignation of Julianne Ionero, effective June 30th, 2017. Julianne Ionero has been a business education, information technology, resource teacher, and math interventionist since August 2007.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. I make a motion that the Board of Education accept with regret the resignation of Ian Lynch Passarelli, effective June 30th, 2017. Ian Lynch Passarelli has been a special education teacher from Montecchian High School since August 2016.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you. 12.5, approval of acceptance of retirement. I make a motion that the Board of Education accept with regret the retirement of Roberta Kenya, effective June 30th, 2017. Roberta Kenya has been a family and consumer science teacher at Moran Middle School since August 2000.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Abstention? Motion carries. Motion carries. 12.6, approval of appointment of candidates to teaching positions. I make a motion that the Board of Education approve the appointment of the following candidates to teaching positions for the 2017 to 18 school year, contingent upon proper Connecticut certification, as recommended by the Superintendent of Schools. Lyman Hall High School, English, Leah Lidrew. Highland Elementary School, Yalesville Elementary School, Music, Catherine Robeson. Parker Farms Elementary School, Grade 5, Raymond Broomlett-Levy. Rock Hill Elementary School, Grade 5, Allison Kennedy.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Abstentions? Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 12.7, approval to provide elementary families with information on participating in indoor nitrogen dioxide exposure in children with asthma as part of a Yale University study.
So we are requesting approval to send home a brochure that was provided to us by the Yale Children's Air Pollution Study. Parents would have to opt into this study. It's looking at families with asthmatics in certain towns in Connecticut, Wallingford being one. And families would be compensated to participate in the study. They would have to give full permission to be involved in the study, looking at families who have children with asthma and gas stoves, and looking at different air filters for their houses to see if it, can make any difference in the amount of asthmatic attacks or otherwise. So they provide all of the materials, all of the brochures. They follow up with interested families. All they're asking to do is to send them home in the backpack.
All right. I'd like to make a motion to approve to provide elementary families with information on participating in indoor nitrogen dioxide exposure in children with asthma as part of a Yale University study.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I would like to make an observation. I appreciate the fact that in order to participate, you literally have to opt in. I like that, and I appreciate that extra step, so there's no confusion on behalf of families whether they're participating or not. So I thank you for, I assume they structured it that way, but I appreciate that structure. So.
Karen?
Myself, as a participant in the Harvard Nurses Study for many years, these types of studies are so very important to see what kinds of effect that this can have, hopefully a positive effect on the individuals that look to participate. And I agree, I do like the idea that it's an opt-in study.
Any additional discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries.
Thank you very much, Amanda. Operations, Mr. Berter.
Sure, our only item 13.1, dedication of the Mary G. Fritz Elementary School of Yalesville.
Yes, in your packet you received an invitation that will be going out to a variety of community members to come to the naming ceremony on August 28th, the first day of school at 2 p.m. It'll take place in the gymnasium at what will be known as Mary G. Fritz Elementary School of Yalesville. So we just wanted to give you an update on this. Mary Poison and her staff have met with the family on several occasions. They've come up with a great program that day, a mix of speakers as well as presentations, but really paying tribute not just on that day, but also through a showcase that will be in the school commemorating the many accomplishments of Mrs. Fritz. There's also the garden, which has received some recognition, that'll be going out in the courtyard, and the sign that was Yalesville Elementary School sign will be repurposed in that garden to continue to have that as part of the landscape at the school. I do want to thank the Fritz family for their participation in developing the plan, but I also really do want to thank, and she couldn't be here today because she's on vacation, but Miss Poison, the principal of soon-to-be Mary G. Fritz Elementary School, for just approaching this with such class, such sincerity, and truly a commitment to making sure that we honor the person of Mary Fritz, her background, her experiences on that day. So just wanted to give this as an information item to all of you.
Very good, thank you. Item 14, new business. I do not believe we have any. And item 15, the administration report. Dr. Menzo.
The only thing I wanted to add, because we've done a lot of presentation this evening, is that last week we did have over 100 people participate in sessions each day. They went from 8:30 to 11:30 each day, Monday through Friday. We had well over 100 people to reimagine middle school and high school. What that means is we asked people what are the strengths presently of the system, what are the weaknesses, and what are the opportunities. We had everybody each day start out individually, reflecting on their own personal experiences, be it students at the middle school or high school level, teachers at the middle school or high school level, administrators at both levels, parents from both levels, alumni, and community participants. Then we had them work in small groups. They had to walk, they looked around and saw what other people came up with. Then they worked in small groups, and then they used some of the technology in our idea lab at the central office to collaborate on a fixed list of strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities. We then took the opportunities and we categorized them short-term, something that could happen in 1 or 2 years, mid-term, 3 to 5 years, and long-term, 5 years and beyond. So what we have done is we have canvases, electronic canvases that we'll be making PDFs and we'll be able to share with all of you each day's documented activity. And then with the help of Mr. Barone, we're going to be working on collating the data to make certain that we see the trends. And we'll share those trends with you, most likely at our September instructional committee meeting, to then determine what you would like to move forward on and incorporate in our strategic plan. If you recall, we did this exact same process. We did it only in one evening, though, rather than 5 days, in 2015, when we looked at reimagining pre-K through 5th grade in our system. From that, we had several ideas that rose to the surface that got incorporated into the strategic plan and that we were successfully able to move forward with. So we do want to thank all the volunteers. They'll be kept into the loop as I told them each day that they were there, that we'll send them the information. We'll invite them to the board meeting at which we're going to share the information, and then we'll grow from there. But I do want to say, getting that level of involvement was incredible. There was a lot of energy in the room. Each day was different. Carrie and I were at each session, and we commented that each day had a different nuance to it. But overall, just incredibly committed individuals to seeing our district move forward. And it's another tribute to the fact that we as a school district always are striving to hear people's voices and opinions about what we're doing. If you're not feeling like you have a voice, please let us know. We'll give you an avenue to help assert that. And we'll keep asking, because that's one thing that we pride ourselves on, is making certain that we try to give people an opportunity to have a voice in the system that we are proud of, and we hope they are also. So again, thank you for that.
Thank you for offering that as well. Item 16, announcements. We do not have any. 17, date of our next meeting. As most of you probably know, we're on an abbreviated meeting schedule for the summer. So we only have at this point, one scheduled meeting in August, which is our televised here at the Robert F. Parisi Town Council Chambers, which will be held Monday, August 28th at 7 p.m. And with that, this meeting's adjourned. Have a good evening.